Right, July 4th, 2024, you're watching Wrestling Republic News, your daily show which brings you all the non-dirt sheet wrestling news in the time that it takes for you to drink your morning coffee. And let's get straight into it today and kick things off with Mercedes Mone, because she's pulled out her laptop, she started typing away, and if all this wrestling and acting just doesn't work out for her, well, she might just have a job at Wrestling Republic, because she started her own newsletter, and in this newsletter, she has revealed that she bumped into Shane McMahon in an airport. Now, here at Wrestling Republic, we don't report on dirt sheet news, we don't like that stuff, but a lot of the dirt sheets were talking about this, and she has now confirmed it. It happened after Forbidden Door. She did not say whether or not they talked about AEW, but what she did say is it felt like destiny that they bumped into each other. And that very much could potentially, if you look into it, if you read into it, mean that Shane McMahon could well be heading to AEW. I mean, that would be absolutely crazy, wouldn't it? I mean, Tony Khan said last week that he's not necessarily against it, and now with this happening as well, I mean, oh, it's getting interesting. What are your thoughts on Shane McMahon potentially joining AEW? Let me know in the comments down below. Talking of Mercedes Mone, last night on AEW Dynamite, she was challenged by Britt Baker to have a match at AEW All in Wembley, and I'd love to see that. But also on the show, Britt Baker announced that the reason that she's been out is because she suffered a mini stroke last November. Thankfully, she's all good now, but of course, these health scares, I mean, they are very, very scary indeed. I'm glad Britt Baker is all fine now, but yeah, her versus Mone, all in Wembley, I'd love to see it. And what was fascinating about this segment was that Mercedes Mone was being booed out of the building, right? It turns out that it's not just in Long Island she's being booed, she's now being booed in Chicago as well. Britt Baker is over, and I said it before and it looks like it's happening. Mercedes Mone should become a heel once again, because that is when she's at her best, and Britt Baker is a babyface, especially after all these health scares. It makes a lot of sense, and them facing off at All in Wembley, I'd love to see it, but would you guys? Let me know down below. Talking about returns, last night on Dynamite, Hangman Page made his return to AEW, and he now has a new theme song, and he looks very, very intense. He defeated Jeff Jarrett in the Owen Hart Tournament Cup, and I mean, he's through to the next round, and he's looking more fired up than ever. Also last night on Dynamite, Will Ospreay left the Don Callis family mutually. He just went up to Don and he said, hey, I want to leave. Thank you for everything you've done. And Don said, hey, well, okay, but you owe me one. You know, I hate to see you go, but I understand. It was all very friendly. And Don Callis isn't very friendly, so I'm guessing this is going to backfire. Mark Briscoe also got confirmed as the first member of Team AEW to face the Elite at Blood and Guts later this month. But the biggest talking point coming out of last night's AEW Dynamite was that MJF has turned heel. He turned heel on Daniel Garcia. It was very well done. It was a true shock. But many fans, including myself, are asking, why? Like, if they're doing the MJF Adam Cole feud, which of course, you know, fans have been waiting for quite some time, why have they turned MJF heel now? MJF Adam Cole, babyface versus heel, that was a money feud. And the fact that they've now turned MJF heel, I mean, the crowd didn't seem very ready for it. They were still cheering for him, saying he's our scumbag, as he was beating up Daniel Garcia. Then they went a bit silent because they didn't know what to do. I mean, hey, MJF as a heel, he is phenomenal at it, no doubt about it. And no doubt about it, he can get the fans to turn on him. There's no doubt about that. But I guess they're just missing out on the Adam Cole MJF match. Does that hint that perhaps Adam Cole's not going to be back anytime soon? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. It was also announced yesterday that the Bollywood Boys would be defending their Defy Tag Team Championships against C4 and Sinner and Saint on July 19th. On the same Defy card, AEW stars The Acclaimed will be taking on Midnight Heat in what I'm sure will be a great match. And also Mark Haskins is flying over to America to compete on the card as well. He'll be facing Artemis Spencer, and truly this Defy card is shaping up to be a great show that I am for sure looking forward to. Our final piece of news for today is that Xavier Woods is now the #1 contender for the Speed Championship. He will be facing Andrade for the belt on Speed. Could this be the shot, the chance which Xavier Woods really needs to become a single star, right? He of course won King of the Ring a couple of years ago, but other than that, his singles achievements in WWE, well, I mean, there's not been many of them, to be brutally honest. So him being Speed Champion, could that elevate his career? He certainly thinks so. In the interview following becoming number one contender, he said that this is what he thinks he needs to go to the next level, and I for sure cannot wait to see him versus Andrade on Speed. That's all the news for today. Also, if you guys watch Allison Analysis, unfortunately there will be no Dynamite review today, and that is simply because I have a few other commitments today that I need to take care of. It's July 4th, it's election day here in the UK. In the US, well, it's a big party for you lot, but today, normal time for the daily, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern, Throwback Thursday will be on. Clark, Anthony, and Shard will be reviewing AEW Dynamite, so make sure to check that out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!